Well, I don't think I need this tied. Wind is holding it on the dock. I don't know if that's going to work or not. Put my vest on. Well, lost my PLB. We don't want that. Put that back on. Binoculars are out. Let me see if I can get. Okay, I think it'll back up okay. We'll hold that as we go here. We made it, looks like. We made it. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. I didn't have any competition when the launch. A lot of boats came, but it came at a time that I was able to manage it. We'll get out here, then we'll start the autopilot. Not towing as well as I hoped, but we'll try something else tomorrow. There we go, folks. I don't know if that's recording. Well, folks, I'm a little bit tuckered out. That's why I'm not talking much. Just worn out. 4 hours of work. First time with the panels, I had a little trouble getting those on. And then just a lot of stuff. And then one guy came along talking. So it got longer than I anticipated. I usually figured 3 hours. But this was new, so it always takes longer the first time. Well, the rig is throwing like I thought it would, but I'm not sure it'll back up as well as I thought. Kayak worked pretty well. I think it'll keep the motor out, no lines in the motor though. That's the best part. I think I'm just going to go to the first sight. I'm not going to go as far as I thought I would. Looks like the waves are okay. I just don't know if there's any sense in going a lot farther because it's been a long day. I hope these microphones are working. Made the mistake, didn't download my maps, had to do that at the last minute. Forgot something anyway. I've come up here so many times I figured I kept the maps on my tablet, but evidently I erased them. Fortunately, I was able to use my phone and download. Actually, less wind out here than there was in there. I don't know what that's about. Maybe it's just late in the day and it is later than I anticipated. Well, we'll see if my batteries and memory cards will run. At least I got a microphone on here, so that's working. Battery, though, it looks like 14%, so I may have to stop the P2. Looks like it's not that far down here. But there could be a boat there, and then we couldn't get in. We'll just have to see. Yeah, there is a Barker buoy out there, red buoy. Well, it wore me out. I don't have the energy anymore to do that stuff. All right, we need to steer out a little bit here. Make sure we clear the buoy. Well, the wind dropped. Kind of wonder if I should go on or not. The wind came up again. I don't know. Except that storm has passed, so yeah, the battery and the P2 is going to quit on me. So we'll go by this red buoy and then shut it down. Then I'll have to decide whether to continue on or not. Grab a glass of water. Kind of thirsty. Well, I'm going to see if I can get cameras. See if I can get the Osmo on there, the new Osmo. Well, that's a buoy right behind me there. It's not finding the Osmo. So folks, we'll just sign off for now. We'll sign you back on later. I think. Hello. Yeah, that's looks like it's working there. So let's turn around and go back. Looks like there's an obstruction. So we'll have to steer around that. Yeah, I guess there's a rock out there. Kind of drifting around here. It's only 7.5 feet deep. So we better go back out and go around that rock because it probably is coming out from that point. So we'll go back and it's only 7.4 feet here. So pretty shallow. Sandy beach looks like, so I should be able to sneak in there without too much trouble. Well, this is the spot that I was hoping to get to. I'm not sure if I'm happy with the way it's boat's towing or not. Going around the rock, 8 feet, getting a little deeper. The time is at 5:15. That's pretty good that we're getting in this time. Slow her down a bit, going slow, but with sand bottom, that's should be a no-brainer. Although there's rocks on this beach, so there could be rocks underneath. Rocks on both sides, so we'll go for the middle. 7.6 feet, rocks on both sides, so but sand in the middle. Yeah, we better keep the speed up here because it looks sandy in the bottom. So I got to look for trees. It looks like those trees over there would be the good ones, so I better go on that area of the beach. So I got plenty of trees. Yeah, the bottom looks clear, even though there's rocks all around. But the bottom's sandy, so that's good. Huh. Well, that's interesting. 2.3 feet. I better lift up the motor a little bit. Well, I don't think it's going anywhere, but I'll leave the engine run while I do this. Now, this is going to be a problem. Can't get to shore. I don't think 9 feet's going to help, but then I guess I could wade or put my rubber boots on. That's about the only thing I can do. So we'll give it a shot. Fortunately, we're probably stuck pretty good in the sand, so it's not going anywhere. So we'll set up the gangplank, and then I'll have to go get my boots, because even at 9 feet, I don't think it's going to make it. All right, get my boots, put those on real quick. All right, the other thing, though, is I don't know if my ropes are going to reach. It could be a problem. The water must be really low. I probably will have to take some extensions to shore. This is a problem I've never had before. Okay, at least I got to the beach with that one. All right, made it to that beach, but we're going to need at least 2 extensions. So we'll throw that one out there. We'll take this one with us. Oh, there's even a picnic table here. I'll be darned. Let's see what we got here for getting to shore. Hopefully this will not slide. Oh, it is sliding. We better put a rope around this thing so it doesn't slide any farther than I want it to. All right, let's try this. Well, I made it. I don't know. It could be a problem at the other site that I was thinking of going to tomorrow, because it has a sandy, fairly shallow sandy beach like this too. So, all right, hopefully this will reach this tree. Well, I made it around here, but it won't have any bow line. We made it. We made it, folks. Close the screen door, though. We don't know what we have here. Black flies or mosquitoes with all that sand. A lot of times you get black flies. Keep the screen doors closed. Thank you, Lord. We made it. Get established. Yeah, picnic table and a fire ring, everything. A lot of these boat sites don't have, they'll have a fire ring, but they don't usually have the. All right, stop the track, save. Let me look at my menu, my tracks. I'm just saving the track here now, and this is Voyageurs 1. We went 6.7 miles. Stop the video, I think, on that. Stop the tracking, do a check-in. So at least we got tracks. I thought I was in trouble and failed to download my maps, and I didn't know what I was going to do for track, but I was able to do it at the last second. So saved in the end. All right, I'm very hungry, but we need to get things done here. Recap. I think I put in at around 3, and it's right now. It's which one of these clocks is right? So one of them's wrong. All right, let's see what we got on this one. 4:30. So it took us an hour and a half or so to get out here. We left the Rainy Lake Visitor Center and went to R9, which was a little farther than I intended, but the wind had dropped, so the seas were calm. And in spite of being tired and hungry, I decided to continue on. I kind of figured this would be a sandy beach here. I didn't anticipate, though, that we'd have trouble getting to the beach. You got to wear rubber boots to get in there. It's so shallow. We'll talk to you guys later, maybe in the evening if have the energy to do it. It's a nice night, so I probably will. But we'll talk to you later. Here's what I got for a docking situation. First time I've had this where, anyway, you can see up there a lot of sand and fire ring and picnic bench. All sand along in here. We will try carefully to go down this plank. It's pretty steep. But fortunately, this aluminum has pretty good grip, so. And we'll go on shore here. I tied to this tree here, but had to have extensions on both lines because we're so far out in the water that there you get a better perspective. It was windy today, and then it calmed down this evening. There's the new dinghy, inflatable, behind the boat now. I'll walk up through here and forget what they called this site. Diamond Island, R9 houseboat site. There's another boat site behind here. I didn't realize that. Well, that's a campsite over there. I don't know why they do that. Put them right inside of each other. Fortunately, there's nobody there. But just the noise pollution from having somebody right in your back doors. Not fun. Nice picnic bench, though. That'll last for a long time. Looks like there's a hiking trail over to that site. I suppose what it's set up for is people that want to have some tenters along with them. And it does work for that very nicely. Let's see, I can't remember how to zoom. What I want to do is zoom in. With the inflatable behind, it towed reasonably well, but I can't say I'm terribly impressed. But I don't know what else I can do because we'll come over here and look at the fire ring. You can cook with it. There's a dead down tree back there, so that's susceptible to use for firewood. Looks like some trails over the site, so like I said, I may walk over there later. But I need to get some food in me. I'm famished. Beautiful evening though, man. Some kind of gnats flying around here. They're not mosquitoes, and they're not biting, so at least that I've been able to tell. But tie-up arrangement has been a little bit interesting. Oh yeah, I need to take down the P2. That's still up there. Get that hooked up. Yeah, I'm towing from the sides there. You can see there's some hookups on that. I'll zoom into that side there that you can see I've got it hooked up right there by there's no bow ring, so I've got a hook to the side. You can see the harness I've got there, and then I've got another one that my old kayak harness. But I'm not sure if that's working like it should or not. No, I didn't want to spend this extra time, but I knew that the light was going to be poor if that sun goes down behind the trees. At least the water's clear, but you do have to wear boots to get ashore. So fortunately, this aluminum ramp gives you good grip, unusually good grip. So we'll get to eating food here.